This beautiful Wednesday. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on? How you doing this Wednesday?
I'm all right, player. How you?
Everything good?
Can't call it. Can't call it.
Can't call it. You ready to get to it?
We got a choice?
Of course not.
Stop asking me questions that I don't have.
So
an
you're already
answer
starting
to.
already?
You started with me last week. Well, all I'm saying is stop asking me
started.
questions that you know I don't have an answer to.
Let's get right. Did you answer it though?
I did.
You did.
Okay.
Now let's get to it. All right. First up, I'm sorry. I'm over here mixing things up.
You mixing things up.
That was my fault.
LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers dropped game 1.
They did what?
They dropped game 1 to the Indiana Pacers. Victor Oladipo, 32 points. They play again tonight. They're actually playing right now. Try to get a score on the update for you. What did you take from game 1?
What I took from game 1.
Yeah, I think this is the first time he's lost game 1 in, I think, 20 playoff games or something like that.
Possibly. But no, in what? It was the last 7 years?
Something like that.
What I took from this was, it was very interesting because we already went into the season, well, not the season, going into the playoffs knowing that they were not as good as previous years.
Obviously.
But defensively, we already knew that they were not good at all. We knew this from all season long. They ranked in the bottom percentile of the league. They hung around 28, 29, 30th out of the whole league. So for us to think that it was an automatic switch that was going to happen, we're tricking ourselves just because we understand that, yes, they have LeBron James, and he's known for, once the playoffs time come, they can make a run, but he's known to having that other go-to player, another Kyrie or Dwayne Wade. He hasn't had that this year. Kyrie's gone. He doesn't have a Dwayne Wade.
He
Kevin
had
Love.
a Dwayne Wade, and they got rid of him.
Well, no. They had – that's not Dwayne Wade.
So what was the Dwayne Wade we saw the other night?
See, anomaly. But listen, of course he's going to have spurts like that, but he didn't have the Dwayne Wade, the Flash. He didn't have that Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
He didn't have that, did he?
Nah.
Okay, so you was looking at me like I was talking gibberish or something.
I'm just saying, though. He had somebody got Dwayne Wade, and it looked like Kevin Hart got Dwayne Wade, but somebody got Dwayne Wade.
Listen. I didn't think they were going to go out and lose. Like, I didn't think that they were going to lose this series.
You think they was going to lose by 20 points, then?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
So, it did surprise me that they lost like that, but I understood it. The team is not good defensively. They haven't been good defensively before the trades and after the trades. So, you got a team that's hungry, that's not scared of them. At the end of the day, yeah, LeBron puts up crazy numbers against Lance or whoever, but you have a player that's going at, like, he has to work every time.
Lance is not scared of LeBron at all.
At all. Born Ready is not scared.
Never
of
have
LeBron.
been, never will be. Never will be.
Never. At all. He has to work. Regardless of the fact, if you want to make it seem like it looks, no, he's not just going out there. Every time he's going to the basket, he's getting hit upside his head. He's getting bumped. So that's gonna take a toll on him. Understand what I'm saying? But Victor Oladipo played lights out, and this is the Victor Oladipo that I wanted to see, that we've been seeing basically all season long. That's why he was an all-star, and he played amazing.
What a difference a year makes.
From playing from Westbrook. But we're not even gonna bring that up.
Yeah, we can't bring that up. But that doesn't look good on Russell Westbrook saying that.
I'm not gonna bring that up.
I think one thing that you probably said, but you forgot, what you didn't really mention was, and I think the biggest thing was, for Cleveland, 3 guys that they rely on heavily, and Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, and Larry Nance, are playing in their first playoff game.
Absolutely.
So you're playing in your first playoff game with the pressure of, we got to win, we're at home, LeBron, we got to get back to the finals. I think that had a lot to do with it. And I think the moment, they just didn't rise to the occasion as they should have. Like you said, defensively, they're not that good, But however, in the playoffs, it kind of works to your benefit because things slow down in the playoffs. So it's not like things are going faster or different things like that. So you really just, I think when it comes to playoffs, it's more mentality. Me versus you, I'm just not letting you score, in this half court. Just take some pride and, we're almost at the end. So, every possession counts, everything matters, And we can even take an example like Houston and Minnesota for a 1 seed versus the 8 seed. For it to be a 4-point game or a 4 to 7-point game both ways the entire game just goes to show that in the playoffs things slow down and those shots that you were getting earlier in the season you're not getting anymore. So I think just the lack of inexperience, this is the first time LeBron has had a team in a long time that guys have just never been there.
Absolutely.
Guys have never been there. He doesn't have the veterans that he had, the Shane Battiers, the Mike Millers, the Ray Allens, the Udonis Haslams, the veterans that you need to really get there and get over the hump. So I think that's the biggest thing. And like I said, I think Lance Stevenson, for some reason, Indiana always plays LeBron James teams tough. They always play those guys tough. Always. And it just goes to show, like, Lance coming down the lane, dunking on people. Lance do not care about LeBron James at all.
At all.
Never have, never
Say it
will.
again.
So I'm going to take this. I don't think the Cavs should panic just yet. But if they lose tonight, it can get really, really dicey. LeBron James is still capable of going off and winning 4 straight, of course, especially in the first round. But
it was just the nature of how they lost.
It's not what the fact that they lost, is how they lost, and that's mostly
20.
like usually how it is. And I think the same thing is with Portland. Like Portland, we'll talk about that later, but it's kind of different, even though they're down 0-2. But speaking of Dwayne Wade,
since you brought this man up, so let's talk about him.
28, tied the series, going back to Miami now. Is this something that you can? Is this? What do you take from it? Should Philly be worried? Is Miami? Does Miami have a legit chance of beating Philadelphia in a 7-game series?
I look at it like this. After the
performance of Dwayne Wade,
I look at it like this. Do they have a chance? Of course. Yes, they have a chance. But do I really think it's going to happen? No. If you looked at Game 2, what had to happen for Miami to win? They had to play some of the best basketball of the season. And yet, the Sixers were still there. They didn't get smacked. They didn't get smoked. They didn't lose by 20. If you look at the nature of how Philly won Game 1, and you see how the nature of
how easily they won Game 1.
How easily they won Game 1. And then the nature of how Miami won Game 2, totally different. Totally different.
So you don't think that can change going now that you're
in
a
Miami?
Young team on the road now, a team that's never really been there on the road now.
I say this.
In a hostile environment.
I say this. That was good. The veterans showed up in Game 2. The veterans, because they needed that win. They needed that win. Because, at the end of the day, it's quote-unquote said that your role players don't travel on the road in the playoffs, right? So he had to come give that bunch a boost. And now they could go home. Now they won home court advantage. So now they got home court advantage. It's tied up. They're home. But now the difference is they didn't have Embiid. Everything changes
when he comes back.
When Embiid comes back. What are you going to do with that man? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, at the end of the day, we're looking at this team like they're young, but they have some good veterans.
They're not young. Joel Embiid is in his 8th year in the NBA.
Listen, no, he's not. No, he's not. I don't want to hear what
he's in his 4th year in the NBA.
But let's talk about playoff where you have J.J. Redick. You have Bellinelli.
Those are the only 2 guys, right?
No, the other sorry.
And Amir Johnson.
Amir Johnson.
Those are the only 3 guys.
But these are people that can bring them along. They're playing significant amount of minutes. I'm not worried. I don't think Miami will win this series. I think that was a great punch in their mouth to wake them up because they were on a 17-game win streak. 16 going into the playoffs. Then they won their first game, 17-game win streak. They were feeling themselves. And I think they needed that snap back to reality. Okay, like we can lose. The series is tied now. So now let's get back to what we do. We got to go to Miami. Just don't get caught in that culture, that Miami culture. You go out there having too many late nights.
I don't even think them dudes. Do you really think them dudes go out during the playoffs?
Are we talking about Joel Embiid here?
I don't think them dudes go out during the playoffs, man.
Hopefully the veterans will hold it down.
I think as a basketball player, whether you're 18 years old, you're 38 years old, you got to know better.
I hear you.
At some point, you got to know better.
There's a lot of things. All right. There's a lot of things that you told yourself, like, I know better than do this. You still did it.
Now, when it came to like this, when it came to something like sports, something like that, like especially something that you can always go back and do later. Like you can honestly, you're not missing anything in Miami tonight to go out the night before a playoff game, which can change the dynamic of a season that you can't do in 2 months.
It's true, but would you, as an athlete, a professional athlete, fly to Miami, right, the weekend before your playoff game? Well, that week of your playoff game, but you don't have practice that day and just chill on a boat and just have fun in Miami and do what Odell Beckham did it. Would you have did it?
No, because you saw what Odell Beckham did.
But that point right there, making my point that you said he should know better. He thought, like, you know what?
Yeah, you should know better because you've seen what it does. There's nothing positive that comes out of that.
I know, but all I'm saying is just because you know that maybe you shouldn't do it doesn't mean that's going to stop you from doing it. It's not, because you're going to tell yourself, like, you know what? I got enough time. I can still get enough sleep.
Yeah,
that's what he told. That's what Odell said that to himself. I'm just saying it can happen.
The only difference in Miami, it was more like a bonded trip. And they didn't even play in Miami. That was retarded. They didn't even play in Miami. That was backwards. But anyway, Boston and Toronto both take a 2-0 lead. Is Boston really that good, or is this just a testament to Kyrie that maybe Kyrie was holding those guys back? And I have another question to that. And I have another part to that question, but answer the first Boston question for me, please.
I wouldn't say Kyrie was holding them back because we've seen spurts of, Jason Tatum. We know what Jason
stud. He's a stud.
Absolutely. We see the growth that Jaylen Brown had from last year to this year, just to begin the first game of the season. Right after they lost one of their key players, he played great that first game. So you've seen the growth, but I think it's just a testament to their coach.
Basketball genius.
He's a savant he is a genius.
He's a basketball genius. That's what we label him as, a basketball genius.
And it's hats off to him. Like, he has this team ready. He doesn't have Kyrie. He doesn't have Smart. And they stay relevant. They have bad patches, but he gets his team ready for whatever and whoever.
I think firing Jason Kidd has really hurt Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
I think Milwaukee with Jason Kidd kind of could, because you got Bledsoe, Giannis is the best player in the series, right? But then after that, it's Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Morris. So you got 4 guys, and then it might be Eric Bledsoe. Then you got the rest of the Boston bench. Then it might be somebody like
Milwaukee's really not that good.
Milwaukee's really not that good. That's my point. Milwaukee's really not that good. They probably have 3 guys, and you got a iffy Parker right now who's still getting his legs back under him.
He's really
Eric Bledsoe, who I don't think hasn't played in the playoffs since Clippers.
Talking about Eric Bledsoe,
right?
Did you see the comments that he made?
Where he didn't know who Terry Rozier was.
Oh, he doesn't know who he is.
That's petty. It's being petty.
You
would have did the same thing.
No.
Yes, I know you as a player. You would have did the same thing.
No. I'm not going to sit. Listen, if this man is averaging 25 on me, right, and I get interviewed, I'm getting smoked. And I get interviewed. And the question is, regardless of how you feel the matchup is going with you and this person, I was like, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to avoid the question. I'm not going to front for the camera and say, who is that?
Well, it was a little stab because, Terry Rozier called him Drew Bledsoe. He called him
Is it the Louisville, Kentucky thing?
I don't even think it's that, because I don't think people if you're not really a hard basketball junkie, you really wouldn't know where Terry Rozier went.
Okay, but we're watching
For us, yeah,
interviews.
we
For
can
us.
add that whole Louisville Kentucky thing. It's the Louisville versus the Kentucky
That
thing.
was so basically it was a stab back at him because he called him Drew Bledsoe.
I think it was a stab back at him, and I think he just I think his personality is just like, yo, even though he's smoking me, I'm still not going to admit that he's smoking me.
You don't
because
gotta
he's clearly
admit it.
smoking you right now.
You don't have to admit it, but to throw that front now, all the backlash. Oh yeah, you don't know. He's averaging 25 for you. He's the one that hit you with the crossover, step back, hit the game. Oh, should have been a game winner. Come on. Now he's taking you out of the game on the defensive end. Like both ends of the court, he is killing you.
He's a better version of Patrick Beverly.
A better, ooh,
It's a better version of
a
Patrick.
better version. Why you say that?
More athletic, bigger,
Okay.
can guard multiple positions. Even if you go small, you could, depending on the actual small forward that's
better
in the
version.
game at the time.
Offensively,
He has way more tools in his bag
Offensively.
than Patrick Beverly.
Absolutely.
Patrick Beverly can only guard the point guards. After that, it's kind of like, Terry Rozier is athletic enough, quick enough, where he can guard and contest certain small forwards, like a smaller small forward or a bigger guard.
a big guard. Yeah, I don't know.
A
if
bigger
he's going
guard,
small
like a
forward.
Malcolm Bragg. Nah, he could guard, depending on the small forward. Like, let me think who in the series can guard. Like a DeMar DeRozan. You can guard him. He gonna get killed.
You could put. Oh wait, whoa.
You can't put Patrick Beverly on no DeMar.
Yes,
DeRozan.
you can.
Nah.
He's a dog.
Nah.
Yes, you can. Yeah, don't do that.
Nah.
Yes, you
He's
can.
not. I don't think he's athletic enough.
It don't matter. He
I think
beats
it
you
is.
up.
I don't think he's athletic enough.
between the
I don't
lines
think he's
is
athletic
different.
enough where you like. Because with Patrick Beverly, all you gotta do is mid post it. With Terry Rozier, I think he's athletic enough to beat you to the spot, contest the shot, different things like that. I think
I
for
hear what
matchup
you're
purposes, I think offensively he just has a lot more tools in his bag than Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly's kind of like spot up shooter, physical on defense. Terry Rozier can actually break you down off the dribble, get to the basket, will dunk it on you.
Terry Rozier picking you up 94 feet.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I like that though.
I mean, I thought I saw him in college that year. I think they made it to the Final Four that year, or they made a deep run, and I was like, he reminds me of a Dwayne Wade. He's not as dynamic as a Dwayne Wade, but his mannerisms, the way he gets to the spots, his shooting form, the shots he takes, he reminded me of Dwayne Wade in college. Now, of course, he's not Dwayne Wade, but
No, I like Rozier, and he's really showing up right now. He's showing that okay, I belong here.
now what about Toronto?
What about him?
What do you think? Do you think how likely is it that this is an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, Boston and Toronto?
Boston and Toronto. I think it's a good shot because for Toronto, I think it's a very good shot because they avoid Cleveland until if they do play them, it will be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nah, because if the top seeds advanced, Cleveland was the fourth seed, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're the first. No,
Yeah,
Cleveland-
Remember, if highest seeds advance, one plays 4, 2 plays 3.
So they would have to play him second round.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not looking good. It's really not looking good.
Kyle
I don't
Lowry's
like that.
pulling another Kyle Lowry. Is that safe to say? Kyle Lowry's pulling another Kyle Lowry in the playoffs right
Yeah.
now. Is that safe to say?
Oh, definitely.
DeMar DeRozan saved them again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And what do you think that's what's going to happen against Cleveland?
I like Kyle Lowry until it's time to get to the playoffs. Then he just does not.
I don't know
I
what
don't get
happens.
it. I don't get it either.
He's allergic. He's allergic to the playoffs. He's allergic. It's easy to say he's allergic to the playoffs. Boston, I don't think they're going to go.
Think they'll lose to Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a better chance for Toronto. But
I think Boston got a better chance of beating Philly than Toronto beating Cleveland.
if DeRozan keeps that, I still think because defensively, Toronto is better, and they have the bench. They didn't have that bench these last few years. Their bench is automatically 10 times way better than Cleveland's bench. So I think I give them better. I just don't.
Even the year they had Lou Will.
They only had Lou Will. They have a bench this year.
Okay.
But we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we have some more topics. You're listening to Top Opinions presented in current sports here on IBNX Radio.
Fast. One thing that gives us comfort is knowing that someone is there when you need them. Well, at Pleasant Hills Insurance, that's our promise to our clients. Call 770-910-7460 today or visit our website at pleasanthillsinsurance.com for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Many of the large agencies have turned their back on the retired workforce. At Pleasant Hills Insurance, if others can't qualify you, very often we can. Pleasant Hills Insurance proudly provides options for preconditions. So call 770-910-7460 or visit pleasanthillsinsurance.com today for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Pleasant Hills Insurance. We're here when you need us.
IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. Next up, what do we have?
What do you think of the performances between Anthony Davis and Paul George right now?
So let me speak on Paul George first. What's his nickname now is Playoff P.
Playoff P.
Playoff P.
Playoff P.
Playoff P. 36.7 rebounds, 13 for 20, 8 for 11 from threes. I loved it. This is what I wanted to see. I like Paul George. I love the performance. The performance was great. This is, he was getting a lot of knock down the stretch because he was shooting poorly. The second half of the season, he wasn't very good to everybody else's standards. Understand? Even to his, probably. He just he wasn't feeling it. So he did have a drop-off, field goal percentage, shooting percentage. Everything fell off second half of the season. So I was excited to see this. For him to come out and show, like, I belong. This is what y'all wanted. So I was excited. I loved it. But you know what's crazy? Do you know what was the negative point in that game? And I don't want people to knock me because we're talking about I don't want people to think like I'm knocking this person or anything like that. But you know what the negative point of that game was?
What?
Russell Westbrook.
What was the negative point? Go ahead.
He had 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. But he shot 10 for 25 and 0 for 4 from 3. As a point guard. We know the dynamic of how great he is and how he can take over a game, right?
Yeah. He's probably the only point guard in the NBA that can take over the game in multiple facets. I like John Wall, too, defensively and offensively. I don't think John Wall can score in bunches like Russell Westbrook can.
No, not like him. 10 for 25. I don't think he should have been shooting 25 shots.
We never think he should be shooting 25 shots, but he still does it.
Especially this. This was the bad knock on this game for me. Just analyzing it. You had 13 rebounds and 8 assists. You're a walking triple-double. Your man, your go-to, your second in command has 36.
Shot the blood off the ball.
Shot the stripes off the ball. He shot everything off the ball. 8 for 11 from threes. Why doesn't he have more shots? Why he couldn't have 25 shots and you have 20? Why? And I don't want to hear, they weren't on the court. No, stop it. I think Paul George played 36 minutes and Westbrook played 37. So I don't want to hear that they weren't on the court together. I don't want to hear none of that. Listen, go to that man. Keep feeding him the rock till he shoots his arm off. Yes, they won. Was it a blowout? No, kind of. But why not feed him? Keep on feeding him. I just want him to just analyze the game. Just become a student of the game. Right now, he's pure talent. Pure talent. And I think he will develop that, but, I feel he has that killer instinct, just like Kobe.
Not that I'm coming to his defense, right? I'm answering your question because I know you don't like when you ask me a question, I don't have an answer for you, right? So I'm answering your question, right? Mm-hmm. So the answer to your question as to why he has so many shots is you have to look at multiple shots. You have to look at the shots Russell Westbrook takes. The shots that he normally takes are in A, transition, right, or B, at the end of the shot clock. on a breakdown. If those guys don't have the initial shot, he takes a lot of bad shots, he takes a lot of rush shots. Not saying it's okay. I'm just answering your question as to those are the shots that he's taking. So, from being a coach and a player, knowing that I have the ball in my hands with 10 seconds on the shot clock, playing in college and having that whole experience with the ball in my hand, it is very difficult to score with less than 10 seconds on the shot clock every time. So you're gonna take some shots. You're not really. Those are the shots you really don't feel comfortable. You know you got to get a shot up. There's only so many shot clock violations you can take. Now as a coach, I tell my kids all the time, if you don't have a shot, hold the ball, put the ball down. Let's take the shot clock violation. Why? Because at the end of the day, I get to set my defense up 5-on-5. Instead of me missing the shot, boom, they get the rebound. It's a long outlet. Now they get an easy 2 points. Now in the NBA, the game is something different because there's so many other possessions in the game than it is a high school game where you can afford to take those shots because you're going to get those shots back because of the amount of possessions that you have. Mm-hmm. But not justifying why he does that. But he does. He's always done it in his career, and he's going to continue to do that in his career. I just don't. But
don't you think that should be an aspect of his game that he should look at?
Yes, but I think that's what also makes him who he is, where he's still a threat at the end of the day, even though he missed a lot of shots. At the end of the shot clock, those are the possessions that kill you. If you think about it again, you got the shot clock down to 4 or 3, and the dude just hits a shot. You be like, oh, we just guarded for 21 seconds. Great defense, and the dude hit a shot with 1-2 seconds on the shot clock. And he's one of those guys like KD, like Steph,
and they don't shoot
like James Harden.
Times.
They don't shoot too many. They don't shoot 25 times.
They move that rock.
They move the ball, but that's completely different.
And they're champions.
Yeah, but they're also the second and third best player in the world.
And Westbrook not top 5?
In the
6?
world?
I'm asking you. Your decision. I'm asking you. Your
I don't think he's in the world top 5, top 6. No.
Where you got him?
I don't know. I gotta actually. That could be a topic later.
All right, I'm gonna ask you later. Don't worry about it. I want you to think about it.
But so, what do you think of Anthony Davis' performance? I love Paul George's performance. I hope he does it throughout the whole series. It didn't surprise me. Mm-hmm. It didn't surprise me. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy that you said that, but go ahead.
I think it's just his personality. He doesn't really say much. He doesn't really show too much emotion. He doesn't get too high, too low.
Anthony Davis.
No, I'm talking about Paul George.
Paul George, yes.
So with Paul George, it's like he's got the almost like the Kawhi Leonard effect where his animation, he's not animated, so you don't really.
Nah, I think he got that little.
Not as much as other guys.
Not as much. Okay.
But it didn't surprise me that he shot 8 for 11 and how he did it. It didn't surprise me at all. It was just he was in his bag, and I was like, okay, he's in his bag. But it didn't surprise me because the game they played against Golden State, and I think it was December or January, where they played in Golden State, and he tore them apart. Mm-hmm. He tore them apart the same way. Mm-hmm. So it didn't surprise me. I know that he's capable of it.
And I'm glad you said that you wasn't surprised because with AD, 35, 14 for 26.
He's been doing this since All-Star break.
I wasn't surprised.
He's been doing this since the All-Star break.
Wasn't surprised. He's been blacking.
Since February, he's the MVP of the NBA since February.
He's been going crazy. So I was not surprised. What I loved, what I liked was Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo.
I'm glad you say that because with Rajon Rondo, really quick, Rajon Rondo in the playoffs is just as good as any point guard in the NBA.
Absolutely. Playoff Rondo.
Playoff Rondo.
Playoff Rondo.
Only playoff Rondo.
Playoff
so
Rondo.
if you play 2K and you play to my team, you want that playoff Rondo card.
Playoff Rondo.
You need that playoff Rondo card for your my team. You definitely need that.
Different animal. That who really stood out to me in Game 1 and Game 2. You know, Drew Holiday has completely taken Damian Lillard out of this series. The first 2 games. Series is not over.
Who, in my opinion, is a top 5 point guard?
You got Drew Holiday top 5?
No, Damian Lillard top 5.
Damian Lillard top 5. He's totally taken them out. Mm-hmm. Offensively, they can't stop him. And defensively, you watch it. It's like we know Drew Holiday as people that watch basketball, he can play. But now you're really seeing it now because, they don't go to the playoffs. They're not solidified in play. We've seen them a year in Philly, but they were young.
But people forget he made an All-Star game in Philly.
Yes.
He was an All-Star in Philly.
He was young.
He was an All-Star in Philly.
That run they had a few years ago with New Orleans, but he was hurt. He wasn't 100%. You see the potential and the strength of this team when everybody's healthy. And they're doing it without DeMarcus Cousins. It's a different aspect of now how the ball is shared, how they run now. And Rondo, the head chief in charge, everything, like championship pedigree. You have a championship point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you see it. Once the rebound is taken, everybody's full speed ahead. You know that you can get this ball. You see other teams, they'll jog down, but you see every time there's a rebound, everybody's full speed ahead because you have a championship pedigree point guard that's pushing this rock, and you can get the ball as soon as you see daylight. So he had 17 assists first game, and you see he was knocking down shots. Game 2, he hit the 3 to seal the deal. And Drew Holiday, 33 points, 9 rebounds. He played outstanding. They literally have taken Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum out of the first 2 games of this series.
And let me say this, and to pick, you are absolutely right. I think the smartest decision is playing Drew Holiday off the ball. Mm-hmm. When Drew Holiday plays the point guard, the Pelicans struggle. They went, and I think they finally identified that. Let's go get Rondo. Even though Drew is not 6'6", 6'7", he's still 6'4", athletic. Very athletic. I remember from high school, and he always played off the ball and was just a scorer. So playing him off the ball is better for a lot of teams when you have him. Now, to say this, Portland, this goes to the test to just show how well Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum were playing. Because when you think about those guys, after those two, you don't really have anybody in Portland.
At all. Now you see what they're doing. They're jumping. They're double teaming them after every screen.
So, I mean.
Get the ball out.
So Portland was just, them dudes was just playing lights out to get them to that point. But, you need at least 3 people to score in the NBA in order to. And right now, Rondo, Davis, and Holiday are those 3 guys that are scoring. With Portland, you just got 2.
They got a good boost, though, with Mo Harkless coming back.
Mo Harkless, yeah, but he got to step up. He played
good last night. He played good, and that was his first game back. St. John's alum, New York, stand up.
Yeah, definitely.
And if he can continue that, I think that would be a great boost for them. But yeah, you definitely need that third guy. I totally agree. Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, Jesus.
He doesn't attend the game, and Greg Popovich says, they asked him about, what do you think about Kawhi? And he was like, his response is, talk to Kawhi's group about his possible return and all of this. It makes it seem like they're not speaking at all. Let me ask you, is this the last we've seen of Kawhi in a Spurs jersey?
I don't know. I want to say I really don't know because Kawhi Leonard is a man of few words.
Very few.
Greg Popovich is a man of few words.
Very slick few words.
Very slick few words. But I think that Kawhi Leonard is at a point in his career where I think he's kind of like, he's going to evaluate going off and going somewhere else. I think it's the last of it. I think the Tony Parker comment as a human got to him.
Absolutely.
And I think it would have got to me too.
Absolutely.
It would have got to me too. Now, here I am, Finals MVP. Tony Parker, I'm kind of the reason why your career is still, you're able to be productive in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Because now you can go back and you're now the 3rd or 4th option. And you can play just because of me. Let's be real. Nobody cares about you anymore. You are now at the point of you're a Hall of Famer. But at this point in your career, you're expendable.
Absolutely.
People forget that you're just there because you're Tony Parker and you've been with the franchise since 99. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why you're still there. So I'm the reason. And for you to take a stab at me, when I was able to help you your last 4 years of your career, I would feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
I think Manu Ginobili played it well. It was like, we got to kind of prepare as if we don't have him. And I think Manu Ginobili's smart enough to know, like, he not playing. Something else is going on that is restricting him from playing. Something else has had to happen. Mm-hmm. And for Tony Parker to come out and say that, I think that something happened before that, and now we're just seeing all of it explode and come out. But I think there was a lot of stuff that goes on that were under wraps that we don't know about. Mm-hmm. But I think that I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back as a Spur, but I can see him. Like, he has the personality where I can see him go joining a young team. Like
they would have to trade him though.
Yeah, I can see him like they going to the Clippers.
To the Clippers?
Like to the Clippers, like because he's from California. Like, I just go play for the Clippers. Like, I'll go play for the Clippers and just leave me alone. Like, I just want to go play basketball.
I look at it like this: if I'm the Spurs,
I'm worried. If I'm the Spurs,
I'm worried, but I'm not trading him right now because I look at it like this: let's just say he wants to leave, right? Right now, he hasn't played. He played 9 games, and then he was hurt again. So teams are looking at this like, okay, he's an all-star, finals MVP. I'm going to give you some players. But I don't know what type of Kawhi I'm getting. So I might not give you the very best players that I might have given you if he was 100%. So if I'm the Spurs, I look at it like this. He probably wants out. So he's going to sit out the rest of this playoffs. He's going to come back next season, right? We have 2-3 months before the trade deadline. Kawhi is going to play. Let's see what Kawhi does. If he's giving you that 20, 21, 23 points per game, and he's showing people that he's back, but there's still a rift in the organization, I know I could get a lot more for you now.
Right.
So I'm going to hold on to you. Let's show them exactly what you're worth again so I can get what I need in return for you. So I wouldn't trade you now. I wouldn't trade you.
I don't think, but I personally don't think that you have to do that. Because I think you don't have to, because I think people are still sold on Kawhi Leonard as the third. He's the third best small forward in the NBA.
Okay.
Behind LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Or the second, because them two dudes is 1A and 1B.
But it also depends. Like if they gave you an astronomical deal, like, yo, I'm giving you 3 All-Stars or something like, I'm just throwing it out. No, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. If it's something crazy, like, okay, I will get this same deal if he's healthy. Okay, yes, you have to bite on that. But if you're not, you're getting stuff you have to think about, then no, don't make a jump on it. Let him play next year and see. I bet you the talks will get crazier because you're going to have teams that's now vying for position, playoff position. They need that extra. They know what they need. So, yeah, I think you should wait, hold on to it, and see what you get.
I don't disagree with you on that
right,
one.
cool.
There's no disagreement there. Like I said, I think the Spurs should worry a little bit. The only good thing right now is like you said, you have to trade him. He has 1 more year.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. So you have 1 more year to figure this out. So you ultimately have 18 months or 15 months or whatever the case may be. So that is all right. So you don't really have to hit the panic button. But at the end of the day, you still have a product to put on the floor. And with that product, you still would want your best product at all times.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's kind of it's dicey.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. Who is the next out of the 3? Who is the next NBA game changer?
The rookie ladder. Game changer. So, game changer. That's your question.
Game changer.
Game changer. So, Ben Simmons averaged 15, 8, and 8,
There
right?
you go with the numbers.
15, 8, and 8. You know, this is what I do. I'm a numbers guy. 15, 8, and 8, 54% from the field. Donovan Mitchell, 20. 3 and 3, right? Jason Tatum, basically 14. He was 13.9 and 4 rebounds. Shooting 47% from 3.
Behind two All-Stars.
Between 2 All-Stars, right? So I look at this. Game changers. In the history of basketball, when we think of game changers, unless they're out of this world, scorers are not your predominant game changers.
You have to be able to affect the game in multiple ways.
Affect the game in multiple positions.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You look at Magic Johnson. He wasn't the crazy scorer, but he affected in assists, rebounds. He can change.
He changed the way the
game.
game. He changed the way the game
changed the
basketball was
aspect
played.
of the game.
He changed the way fast break was played.
Everything. So when I look at that,
I would disagree with you though, because there's a lot of game changers that were scorers.
who just scorers? Because we looking at 2 other players that are just scorers. You're looking at Donovan Mitchell probably will average 25 to 26
So when
in
you
his
say
career.
just scorers, you mean like they're also on the defensive end, they're pretty good or whatever.
They're all right.
They just all right on the defensive
Yeah,
end.
Jason Tatum is okay defensively.
Okay. Because I'm thinking like Dwayne Wade is known predominantly for his scoring. He was a game changer.
Dwayne Wade is probably
Dwayne Wade, in my
best-
opinion, is the 3rd best shooting guard
ever. I
Ever.
agree. He's arguably the best blocking shooting guard ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. I see what you're
So
saying.
we go different aspects, but we got to take a quick break. I'm gonna finish that aspect, but you listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, each and every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. JC Squared on the Air Show featuring Jason J-Boy Carey for the socialite. JC Squared on the Air. Reason Monday is your new favorite day of the week. Music, special guest, celebrity birthday, the daily student segment, crazy holiday, and today in hip hop. IBNX Radio and the JC Squared on the Air Show. So much fun you didn't even realize you learned something. This message has been brought to you by Day Ray Media. Day Ray!
We are the hosts of Dynamics of Dialogue.
Our show inspires critical thought and great dialogue.
We discuss a variety of topics from science to activism.
We're here to tickle your intellect and tackle some social justice issues along the way.
So we've got fantastic guests. We're going to have some really cool indie music as well. Tune in every Sunday from 1 to 3
on IBNXRadioNetwork.com.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. So, like I was discussing before,
Yes.
right? Game changers. So when I look at the history of the game, I look at, people like a Magic Johnson. You look at even Michael Jordan. He affected the game on both ends of the court. Both ends. I look at Donovan Mitchell will definitely be what it seems to be a 25 per game or 26, maybe 27 point per game scorer in this league in his career.
Okay.
Not for his career, but at least
At one season, he'll score 27.
At least.
Okay.
25 to 26. Jason Tatum, stud. I like Jason Tatum. I think I really like his growth, what he's doing, and he's sitting behind two All-Stars. I think his growth is going to be amazing. He's just sitting behind two people right now. Donovan Mitchell, he has it because the team is his right now. Nobody's doing what he's doing. The team is his. Same thing with Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons affects the game
in 5 different categories.
Everything you could think of, except for 3-point shooting and free throws.
And free throws.
And free throws. But everything else, he does very, very, very well. Rebound, very, very well.
Very good
Attack
passer.
the basket.
He's an elite passer.
Elite passer at 6'10". Now, you look at the history of the game, I would think that he will gain at least a mid-range shot. He will gain a mid-range shot. Right now, he's dominating at 6'10", attacking the basket. Just like Giannis. Giannis wasn't no shooter. He's still not a shooter. But he's averaging 27 points per game taking it to the basket. In the league, he's 6'10", long, athletic. A game changer, I think, out of those three, Ben Simmons will be the game changer.
1,000%.
1,000%.
1,000%. 1,000%. Now, with these three guys, right, they're not there yet. They don't have the impact that these three guys have had, but they can have the potential of having the same careers as we saw in the 2003 draft class. Ben Simmons can be LeBron James type. He's already getting a comparison.
Jason Tatum, Melo.
Jason Tatum is Carmelo Anthony.
Wow.
And Mitchell is
D.
Dwayne.
Wade.
If you go back and you're going to go watch
wow.
it, if you're going to go watch it, those three guys impact they impact the game the same exact way as those three guys that we just mentioned, those three future Hall of Famers.
I like that. Ben
Simmons, when LeBron James is a little bit better of a scorer than Ben Simmons right now because he had a little bit better of a shot.
A little bit better.
So, that jump shot is probably, if LeBron James can hit 2 jump shots
but
a game.
But LeBron James didn't have an Embiid. He didn't have an Embiid.
I think if LeBron James had an Embiid, though, it'd have been the same result. Like, I think LeBron
you still
James
think he would average 20?
Yeah.
His first year?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. He barely averaged 20, to be honest. He barely averaged 20.
But I think he averaged 20 with no other guy that was capable of scoring 20.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have that other person.
So therefore, you're locked in. You're the guy that's being locked in on as a rookie. Now, if you got somebody to alleviate that pressure.
Yeah, I don't think so. If you had a person, like he has Embiid, that's giving you 25, 26 points per game.
Which is so my whole thing is
so now I don't have, and he's a pass first player. Like LeBron is pass first, and he averaged 19 his first year.
No, he averaged 20.
No, he averaged 19.8 something, so they gave him 20. Because Melo averaged 20.1.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So.
And Dwayne Wade should have got Rookie of the Year.
Why?
They made the playoffs.
Melo should have got it. They made the playoffs in the West.
Oh, they did make the playoffs in the West. Everybody should have got it except for LeBron James should have got Rookie of the Year. But that's not neither here nor there. All I'm saying is those three guys are almost like the cookie cutter of those three guys that we just mentioned.
2018, 2003. That's a very great comparison.
And they're all built the same way.
It's crazy.
They're all kind of built the same way.
That's crazy.
Jason Tatum and Melo are both 6'8".
I like that.
Ben Simmons is like LeBron James in terms of physicality. He's not as athletic as him, but and Dwayne Wade and Donovan Mitchell is a spitting image. They are a spitting image.
And you know what's crazy?
And Donovan Mitchell got drafted more for his defense. More for his defense. You got to go back and watch it in college. His athleticism.
His athleticism is crazy. Just
his
like
strength.
when he came in, strength. I feel Donovan Mitchell shoots better.
Shoots it better than Dwayne Wade.
Shoots it better
than Dwayne Wade.
I just.
But Dwayne Wade got that stuff you can't coach.
You can't. His mid range was impeccable.
He just had the stuff you can't coach.
Absolutely.
He came in. The difference between him and LeBron and Carmelo Anthony was he was older, so he came in with a more polished game for 3 years of college. Mm-hmm. So he even as a rookie, he still looked like he was ahead of, like he was a veteran. I.e., Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell does some things on the court that looks like he's been in the league for 5 years.
Okay. I agree.
So those are so I think Ben Simmons will be the ultimate game changer out of those three guys, but within the next couple of years, you're going to start getting those comparisons: Dwayne Wade and Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum and Carmelo Anthony.
I like that.
And LeBron James. Ben Simmons and LeBron James are already getting those comparisons.
He already gets it. I agree. I like that. Before we move into the next topic, I just want to shout out my brother Wayne and my nephew Chase. They always tune in every week. I love it. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Chase talks a lot of junk to me too, nephew. All right?
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Next up, Dez Bryant.
Oh, boy.
Cut. Released.
We talked about this 2 weeks ago, and we was like, Jerry Jones, you're bugging. You got to keep him. And now, all of a sudden, you cut him. You cut him. Pro Bowl, top 5 wide receiver.
Top 5? When?
He's not top 5 anymore?
Hell no.
You're right, he's not top 5.
Hell no. And I like Dez Bryant.
So he's 6th?
Hell no.
So we got Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins.
You really have to go through the list.
Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins.
You disrespectful not saying Odell Beckham. But
Odell Beckham.
Okay. It's
Odell
okay.
Beckham.
It's okay.
Odell Beckham.
Green.
I think him and AJ Green's a toss-up.
Nope.
Okay, so AJ Green is 5th.
No.
So who's 6th? Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
So then what is so there's a 7th, or we got somebody
else? No. From Tampa Bay.
Mike Evans? 7. Ooh.
Yo, you're gonna keep moving Dez down, and I like Dez. I'm a Dez fan.
So he's like 10th right now.
He's probably nah. And
if he's not top, he's got to be top 10, bro. Stop it. He's got to be top 10.
I don't know. We would really have to sit there and really think of. I honestly tell you this.
He got to be 10th, bro. He got to be top 10, bro. He has to be top 10.
Why?
You can't name 3 other people before him.
If we really think,
not even talking about numbers wise. We're talking about ability too.
Okay, what ability has Dez shown you in the last 3 years?
The same ability he's always had.
No, he hasn't. Dropping balls. No, he hasn't been a 1,000-yard receiver in the last 3.5 years.
But that's because of the emergence of Ezekiel Elliott.
What? Ezekiel only been there a year and a half.
Ain't rushed with.
What happened in 2 years before that? He wasn't a 1,000-yard rusher. I mean, receiver.
Ezekiel Elliott's been in the league 2 years as a top 5 running back already.
All right, and he sat out half of the season last year.
My point exactly.
And
still
now you don't have your main, you don't have your rusher, you don't have your go-to guy, and you telling me you still can't give me 1,000 yards?
Nah, that
I have to throw you the ball. Who am I throwing to? Jason Witten?
That other team is bad though. Like the rest of that team is bad. Like Dak Prescott struggled to get the ball past the line of scrimmage for the rest of the half of the season.
So now,
it's hard to throw the ball when you can't get the ball past the line of scrimmage.
So it's hard to throw the ball. So now that's this year right? Because you had Dak Prescott this year. You had him last year when he was going crazy. Now, the year before, they had who? His man, his boy, his quarterback, his heart. Who? Tony Romo,
Tony
right?
Romo's always been bad.
But wait, whoa. All right, you know what? I'm not a Tony Romo fan, but let's be real. He's arguably one of the best regular season quarterbacks in NFL history.
And has always underachieved.
But wait, he's always been one of the best regular season quarterbacks in NFL history.
And has always underachieved.
And you telling me with that man that loves you the most, you still couldn't give me 1,000 yards?
No.
Exactly. He has been on the decline for the last 3.5, 4 years.
And he's still not, so he's not top 10.
Barely. If you do, you're going to give him 10, maybe 11. He's not. Is he worth $12 million a year?
Nah.
No. Is he worth $10 million a year?
You just no.
Is he worth $8 million a year?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Yo, you just gave somebody $170 million that played 5 games.
Who?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
He's a quarterback. We're talking about
on,
receivers.
man.
You're
No,
totally different.
No, we're not doing that. You gave somebody $170 million that threw the ball for 5 games only.
Totally different. It's totally different. You're talking about a quarterback, and you're talking about a wide receiver.
Okay.
A quarterback is going to be your man for 15 years. A franchise quarterback will be your quarterback for 10 to 12 years. A receiver, a running back has a span of 4 to 5. A receiver, 6 to 7 of elite. You can't compare them to somebody that's going to be in your backfield for 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
So now we go back to Dez. I'm a Dez fan. I love Dez.
So you wouldn't sign Dez Bryant 2 years, $16 million.
2 years, $16 million? That's 8 years. That's $8 million a year. I may give him 6.
You're lying, bro. You're giving him $8 million.
I may give him 6.
You're giving him $8
and I would
million.
throw up the X because I like Dez.
You're going to give him $8 million. For 2 years, you're going to give him $8 million.
I don't know.
$60 million. You're going to give him $60 million for 2 years.
Who's on my what is he? All right. Is he my second option?
Right now?
What is he? Is he your first or second option?
Second.
He's your second option. You give me a second option, $8 million a year. Yeah. Right? Yeah. $8 million. Yeah. And he can't give you 900 yards, 800 yards?
As the number 2 option, serious? He can. As the number 2 option,
they're going to fire you as the GM.
No,
I promise you they're going to fire you.
No, they're not.
They're going to fire you.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not.
I give him 6. I'm giving him 6. You know.
So what you going to do with the other $4 million?
I can give it to my running back. I can give it to somebody else. I can find money to give it to somebody else. He's not worth 10. He's not worth 14, 16. He's not worth.
So who's going to be a better number 2 option than Dez Bryant? Because wherever he goes, he's going to be a number 2.
Oh, I would like him. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But it depends who's in my slot at the end of the day as well. Sometimes your slot receiver could be.
He's going to be a number 2 option wherever he goes. He's going to be a number 2 option.
Okay.
That was the question. The question is, what are some likely spots, right?
Okay.
I don't see Dez Bryant leaving the division.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see him. That NFC East, I don't see him leaving.
Okay. So if you're Dez Bryant,
I go to the Giants.
You go to the Giants. Okay.
Either the Giants or the Eagles.
I like my G-man. So now listen to what you just said. Now, if he goes to the Eagles, how much money you think you getting? How much you think you getting?
You're not getting that much because you had to pay those guys.
How much you think you getting?
You're not getting that much just because of the guys that you also brought in.
How much are you giving? If you in the Eagles front office and you're bringing in Dez Bryant, how much you giving him as your second option?
I would give him that money.
How much money are you giving him,
I just told you $8 million a year.
You're not. You are the defending champions.
Yeah.
You're not giving Dez Bryant $8 million a year.
Because I'm making that money back. I'm gonna double up and make that money back. I'm making that money back.
Why would you do that? You just won a championship without him, and you're gonna give him as a second option $8 million? Your 1, 2, and 3 option is good enough because you won a chip. Is he that much of a game changer?
He helps.
So he helps. Heard you, sis. Like you said,
he helps you.
First and foremost, there's no way as in the front office of the Eagles, I'm giving him $8 million as my second option. Maybe as the Giants. Maybe in the Giants, I would do it. Maybe. But you say the Giants.
I feel like at the Giants, definitely, just because you don't even know what you get from your first option. He could be hurt. You was talking about trading your first option.
It doesn't matter about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I'm getting from my first second. It doesn't matter. The market right now for him, right now, if you're getting a receiver that's on the decline, on the decline, last 4 years has not given you 1,000 yards, right? Dropping pass. He's led the league in drop passes. Led the league. I can't give him $8 million if I'm in that Philly position. Maybe 7 if I'm the Giants or something like that. Maybe. I'm just saying. But you said the Giants.
But the way you break it down, right? Even
Okay.
if it's give him $8 million, right? 16. How much of that? All of that's not going to be guaranteed.
Okay, so now, all right. So basically, it's $16 million for 2 years with incentives. I mean, no.
Of course. Yeah. Like any other contract. So 12 of that might be guaranteed, or 11 of that might be guaranteed. You're winning.
Okay. You break. Okay.
You won.
Possibly.
You won.
Okay. I hear you. Just out of respect for Dez and his name. Okay. Cool. Got you.
He's still going to be productive.
Was he productive on Dallas last year?
Was Dallas productive?
You can't say he was. Was
You
he
can't
productive
say
the year
was he
before?
productive.
Was he productive the year before? You saying he's going to be productive, but he hasn't produced the last 2.5 seasons.
Okay, we'll see. Where do you think he's going?
Now, if I'm Dez, and it depends if I want to show the world that I want to win, I want to put myself in a winning position and show that I can produce. You know, I can still produce. I look at two options.
Don't say LA.
I tell you two options. Green Bay.
Okay.
Green Bay. I have an elite quarterback. Elite Super Bowl caliber.
You have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all
ever.
time.
I'll look at Green Bay. I'll look at New Orleans
Okay.
with Drew Brees.
Okay.
Right? I look at those two options. Like Green Bay, I got a Hall of Famer.
Let me ask you this one.
I got Drew Brees, Hall of Famer.
Okay. Let me ask you this one.
Okay.
San Francisco?
That wasn't one of my options. I just think, no.
Why not?
NFC West, I mean, they're on an uprise, but if you're going to put yourself on a team that could be up and coming, I would, like you said, that's one of my options, the Giants. One, because I'm in the same division. Now you have to see me twice a year. You have to see me.
If not 3 times.
If not 3 times. You have to see me. And
I don't
want to
see
show
him
you.
leaving the
I
conference.
want
I don't
you
see him
to, and
leaving
I
that
want to
division.
show you what I'm still capable of.
I don't see him leaving the
So
NFCs.
I will go to Giants. They're still like you don't know what's going there in turmoil right now, but I will go there. Then I have a friend that's on the other end of the field with me. You know, I have Odell Beckham. You can't double me. You know, I'm not causing a double team anymore.
How about Houston?
I don't think he wants to go to AFC. I don't think he wants to go to AFC.
So you think he's going to
I think he'll stay in the NFC.
If he stays in the NFC, then he has to. I think he stays in the NFC East.
But, I mean, those are two options I would look at, though.
I could see him being greedy and just going to the NFC. I could see him going to Redskins.
Nah, I don't see him doing that.
Why not?
If he stays in the NFC East, he'll look at,
The Giants.
the
and Philly.
Giants. But no, if he looks at Philly, he knows to himself, I'm taking a major pay cut. If you're Des Bryant and you like, I'm going to go to the Eagles, I know I'm going to take a major pay cut.
But
It
I
might
think
be
at
$4
this
million
point,
a year.
I think at this point, with him being released, I think he knows that he's going to take a pay cut anyway.
No, he's going to take a pay cut, but you're going to take a dramatic pay cut if you go to Philly.
Okay. So, staying on football, Rob Gronkowski joins Tom Brady. They are not starting OTAs with the Patriots, which started, I think, yesterday.
I don't have too much to say about this, but go ahead.
You the one that wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, but I thought about it.
Now you thought about it.
Yeah.
When was you going to let me know this?
Right now.
Appreciate it. Heard you, sis. You think this is a big deal? Them dudes not attending. Tom Brady hasn't committed to playing for the Patriots in 2018 yet. Rob Gronkowski still on the fence about retiring. Do you think this is just fake news and this is just we making this up? Or are we just making a big deal out of this? Or do you really think that this is Rob Gronkowski won't play in 2018?
I think he will play. I think it's more likely he will play. But them both not going to OTAs, understand OTAs is not mandatory. We know that. But Tom Brady has never missed OTAs. And the only time Gronk has missed it is if he's hurt. I look at this, how I was speaking earlier when we were in the back room. I look at the New England organization, like for football, like I look at the San Antonio Spurs. We've never heard certain things come out of these offices, these back rooms, because these organizations are so tight-lipped. So, yes, this is something. This is really something. I don't know what's to the extent of it, but something is really going on here. And it has to do with the front office. It has to do with the owner, the coach, and the players. You know, Gronk is probably looking at the situation like he wants to get paid. He deserves to get paid as the number one option, like these other number one options are getting paid. He's getting paid $9 million.
This Gronkowski thing kind of reminds me of Shaq after the whole Laker thing. After they signed him to $127 million, and then they lost, and it was time to restructure his contract. It was like, I just can't give you $125 million. I can't give you $120 million
Again.
I can't.
But yeah, but when is Gronk gonna get paid though? But I look at it like this. But we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna finish that, and we got trivia time. You listen to the topic.
Life comes at us fast. One thing that gives us comfort is knowing that someone is there when you need them. Well, at Pleasant Hills Insurance, that's our promise to our clients. Call 770-910-7460 today or visit our website at pleasanthillsinsurance.com for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Many of the large agencies have turned their back on the retired workforce. At Pleasant Hills Insurance, if others can't qualify you, very often we can. Pleasant Hills Insurance proudly provides options for preconditions. So call 770-910-7460 or visit pleasanthillsinsurance.com today for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Pleasant Hills Insurance. We're here when you need us.
IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, you're listening to the topics here on IBNX Radio. Just to finish up on the whole talk about Gronk and Brady missing OTAs the first day, I think there's something going on there. You know, it's a discrepancy. Like I said, I know Gronk wants to get paid because he's not getting paid first option money as a receiver. So I know that has something to do with it. But everybody from the outside looking in knows he's probably not going to get that, one, because Tom Brady's only getting $12 million, $12 or $14 million, one of those. And they're not restructuring his deal, so 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get your money because this is Tom Brady. So, I mean, there's something going on. I don't know. I think he still will play, but, yeah, this probably will be the last season we see all three of them together.
I agree, too. I think people like Tom Brady hasn't committed to playing in 2018. He's still training like he's getting ready to play. Mm-hmm. So I don't think if he wasn't going to play, I don't think he would be training like he still is going to play. I don't see him doing all this training and getting ready and doing all this other stuff. He'll be like, you know what? Nah, I'm cool.
Exactly.
In August, he's been like, you know what? I changed my mind.
Totally
I changed my mind. I'm cool. I changed my mind. I don't want to do it no more. So, yeah, that's that.
Okay.
That's not a big deal at all. We'll see them dudes together. They'll go for one more Super Bowl run, and I think after this year,
we can wrap it up.
Break it up.
I
think Belichick steps down, McDaniels takes over, and then I think he just a new age of the New England Patriots.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing.
Next up, we have trivia time.
What time is it? It's trivia time with Tone.
It's showtime.
Okay. So, you know, each week we have trivia time, and we try to mix it up each week. This week, we're going to do franchises. So basically, we'll talk about some accolades from each franchise, from football to baseball to NBA, and we'll try to figure out which franchise this is. All right.
So, do I start it? Want me to start it?
Yeah, got started last week, right?
It doesn't matter. I don't remember.
Okay.
A lot has happened.
A lot. Absolutely.
This franchise has won 11 NFL championships.
11 NFL championships.
Listen, before the NFL-AFL merger.
Before?
Yeah.
So now you're going back.
Just listen.
Okay, see?
Two Super Bowl championships.
2 Super Bowls. Okay.
And a total of 32 playoff appearances. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The trophy is named after the legendary coach.
Green Bay.
And you was gonna cry and complain.
I wasn't gonna cry and complain.
I wasn't
gonna cry. I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that.
All the way back and do it.
What's all that for?
Because that's what you was gonna do. That's the type of time you was.
I'm just trying to understand. Like, all right. So now we ain't no freebies, but okay. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. This. All right, baseball. This team has 8 World Series titles, 13 AL pennants, 9 East Division titles, and 7 wild card berths.
Kill me. You kill me sometimes. The Red Sox.
Yeah.
I got the same thing, so we got to cancel that one out.
Got to cancel it?
Yeah, because I got the
Okay.
same thing. So do I go, or do you just want to try to give me another one?
I'll give you another one.
Oh, yeah, we got to cancel that one out.
Okay, so cancel that.
Yeah, cancel that one out.
So, okay, we keep it baseball. 8 World Series titles, 23 National League pennants, 8 West Division titles, 3 wild card berths.
Well, you said 8 National League titles. You said 8 World Series titles.
8 World Series, 23 National. Yeah, 23 National League pennants, 8 West Division titles, 3 wild card.
I want to say the Giants. Is it the Giants? The San Francisco, New York Giants? Is it that?
That's right.
That's my final answer.
I was going to tell you they relocated from the east to the west too, but yeah, you got.
I got
that.
it right. All right, cool.
You got
cool,
that.
cool. Check this out. 5 NBA championships, all in the last 20 years.
5 NBA championships.
All in the last 20 years. 6 Western Conference championships.
6 Western.
22 division titles.
22.
And then an original ABA team.
San Antonio Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs.
Okay. 5 NBA championships.
Okay.
9 conference titles. 6 division titles. They've also had 2 league MVPs.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Golden State?
There you go.
Golden State Warriors. Got it. All right. We have 5 NFL championships.
5 NFL championships.
6 conference titles.
6 conference.
19 division championships.
19 division.
And 26 playoff appearances. And when I said 5 NFL championships, I meant 5 Super Bowls. Excuse me.
5 Super Bowls.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yes.
5 Super Bowls.
6 conference titles.
6 conference titles.
19 division championships.
19. What division?
NFC. Excuse me.
NFC.
Got it. Yep.
19 divisions.
And 26 playoff appearances.
26 playoffs. NFC 5. I want to say NFC. I might get this wrong. Because I think they might have San Fran?
San Fran.
Oh, okay.
San Fran had one that was, I think, before the whole Super Bowl.
Okay.
Before the merger. That's why I sold 5 Super Bowls, 6
Okay. Gotcha.
championships.
All right.
11 World Series titles.
Is my go, right?
Oh, this your go.
My go.
This your go. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
2 Super Bowls,
Okay.
2 AFC championships,
Okay.
4 AFC North championships,
I don't know. I don't even know. All right.
10 playoff appearances,
Okay. 2 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls. It's an AFC team, right? AFC team. 2 Super Bowls. Who's in the AFC North? Yeah, gonna tell me who's in the AFC North?
No, I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me who else is in the AFC North besides the team?
I can't tell you that.
Give me one. Give me a region. Where's the AFC North?
I can't tell you. In the North. I can't do it. It's in the North.
They got more than, I don't want to say the Raiders, because they got more than 10 playoff appearances. Baltimore?
Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore
There you
Ravens,
go.
2 Super Bowl championships. That's what we kind of got to appreciate.
Okay.
11 World Series titles.
11. How many? 11?
11 World Series titles.
11 World Series.
19 NL pennants.
19
NL pennants.
NL pennants.
10 division titles. 3 wild card berths.
3 wild card. 11 World Series.
Yeah. I think they're like third all time or something like that.
Third. So we got the Yankees at 27.
Mm-hmm. And then the Giants is after them.
St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. What is that? We tied for the week?
Tied. What's the score?
I think we tied.
4-4. Tied up.
But remember we had to cancel out the Red Sox thing.
Yeah.
So we tied this week.
All right, cool.
Good job this week.
Good
player.
job. Good job.
Good job this week, player.
We're going to have to get a tiebreaker. We're going to have somebody, a random question. Next time, we're going to have a tiebreaker or something like that.
All right. So coming up, right?
We're going to go right into it.
Let's go right into it. I mean coming up next, right? So we spoke about it we got a caller last week.
Mm-hmm.
She was mad at us because we didn't talk about women's sports.
Shout out to Ashley Danielle.
So we talked about the WNBA right, in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
New expansion team coming in, which is really good. Las Vegas is really turning. They got the football team. The NHL team is in the chance for Stanley Cup. And now they got a Las Vegas women's basketball team.
Yeah. Las Vegas is stepping this up. They stepping it up.
With the first pick, Asia Wilson goes to Las Vegas, National Player of the Year. Who else do you think is going to have a great impact in the WNBA coming off right away? And who won the draft, do you think?
Who won the draft? I look at it like this. When I really went back and looked at the draft, again, anybody that's just tuning in, we're talking about the WNBA draft.
Yep.
We're giving women a spotlight, a platform because they deserve it. This draft reminded me of the 2013 draft. In the 2013 draft, everybody that doesn't remember, we had Brittany Griner, Della Dawn, and Skylar Diggins. So you have, they made major impacts immediately. Brittany Griner is a champ.
I think this draft class has a chance of being better.
That's what I was going to say.
I think this draft class has a chance of being better.
They had 3 all-time game changers. And this one arguably has 6 to 7, maybe 8
game changers. Everybody in the top 10 could be a game changer.
And if you look outside of Asia Wilson, 2 through 8 arguably could have went second, or they could have went first,
or they could have went first.
Any other draft.
Agree with you.
Any other draft. You're looking at Kelsey Mitchell from Ohio State.
She's a bad girl.
3,402 points.
She's a bad girl.
In college.
Bad girl.
People need to really watch women's college basketball. I understand you telling me, I don't know. We spoke about this last week, and 2 weeks before that, they play correctly. They play correctly. They play right. She's a stud. She's very, very, very good. She's a natural scorer.
My vote for Rookie of the Year is going to be Kelsey Mitchell.
She's going to put them numbers up. She's going to put them numbers up. She's a bad girl. You got Diamond DeShields.
Another bad
Tennessee.
girl.
Gabby Williams.
From UConn.
But if you look at it, who I think stole the draft or won the draft, Chicago Sky.
Really?
Yeah. Why I feel that way?
Yeah.
They had 2 top 5 picks.
Right.
3 and 4.
Yeah. They got Diamond DeShields, and who's the last? Who's the other?
Gabby Williams from
Gabby
UConn.
Williams is a good one. You're right. I think Indiana stole it. I
Fever.
think Indiana stole it. They got Kelsey Mitchell,
Vivians.
And they got, oh my God, Victoria Vivian.
Listen.
Listen. Victoria Vivens can have my social security number.
You hear that?
She can have. She ain't gonna get nothing from it. Ain't nothing in it. She can get all my account, my routing numbers.
Everything.
Now ain't nothing in it.
She get
she
that
can
bag.
Have it though.
She can get everything.
All $147.87 in it. She can have it.
Oh, in the sense. Woo, Vivian.
But she's a bad girl. She's a bad girl coming off 2 national championship appearances
Yes.
at Mississippi State. I think Kelsey Mitchell and Victoria, those two are like, I think they're gonna come and make it, and I think they're gonna play well together.
Mm-hmm.
And that coach from Indiana is a beast.
Absolutely.
She's a beast.
Now Bill Lambier is in Las Vegas now.
who had some success with the Liberty.
Has success.
He had some success with the Liberty. The Liberty got a good pick with Kia Nurse at 10. The UConn product.
Yes.
I went to go. Remember, I went to Midnight Madness UConn when Amari was a junior because he was considering UConn, and they have a thing where the girls scrimmage the boys at midnight. The Midnight Madness thing. They team up, blue team, white team, and they all play together. And I was looking at the girl. I was looking at this girl like, who is this girl? Who is this like
different?
Girl? She just plays at a different pace. Like she just has a certain polish about her. And she was a freshman. And it was Kia Nurse, and I was like, she's going to be a stud. So I'm happy that the hometown team was able to get her. Now, another one that a lot of people really didn't talk about, but I think is going to be a steal also at the number 9 pick is Lexi Brown out of Duke.
I like that.
She get it going.
Absolutely.
She get it going.
Absolutely.
She got a little wiggle in her game. So
absolutely.
She get it going. So I think this draft class is going to be one of the better draft class.
Absolutely.
Because I think those girls are going to come in right away. And I think that's the difference between WNBA and the NBA is. I think what makes the WNBA better in the aspect of the NBA is
they come in
right away as rookies and they make an immediate impact because they continue to play the game the right way. There's not a big trend. There's not a big
3-4 years.
Exactly. And there's not a big margin of error. Like it come in right away because you still got to play the same way. There's not the athleticism. It's none of that stuff. You got to come in and play the right way. So I think that's what makes the product, the WNBA product, better than the NBA product in that facet because those rookies that you're high on, that you draft, you might never see in 3 years. But with these girls be all-stars in their first year.
Absolutely. And who we didn't speak on is Jordan Canada from UCLA. She actually, she's the first player in Pac-12 history to score 1,800 points and dish out 700 assists.
Girl, she's a guard. She's a bad girl, too. She's a bad girl, too.
So this is
going to be arguably the better draft.
This draft can arguably be the best WNBA draft ever. Ever. You have to watch it. Listen, go watch it. Before you knock it and think it's boring, if you didn't watch the NCAA Final Four, Women's Final Four, go back and figure out a way to go watch it.
You got to watch the WNBA. I mean, even if it comes on NBA TV, those New York Liberty, Houston Comet matchups with Cynthia Cooper,
back in the
Cheryl
day.
Swibbs, with Teresa Weatherspoon. Come on, Becky Hammond. Come on. If you're a fan of basketball, if you're a fan of basketball,
you have to appreciate that. It's played the right way. Unless you just a highlight person, you just want to see dunks. Well, they hardly do that.
Then just turn on ESPN. And
if you like shooting, they do that. They do a lot of it. They do a whole lot of it. Switch it up a little bit. Kind of disappointing.
Not kinda.
Yeah, just kinda.
Why is it only because it's still early?
Listen,
it's still a month. We still in the first month.
John Carlos Stanton, been struggling. I'm gonna let you take it from there because you're looking at me like I got 3 heads.
Because you not even you talking about he's struggling, but you saying it like he know he's struggling. Like,
are the lights too bright in New York for Stanton
right now? They looking like yes, they are.
Okay.
Now he's such a dynamic. Now the only thing is he's lucky in this aspect is right. He can hit 2 home runs tomorrow and they'll leave him alone.
No, but don't.
They'll leave him alone, and you know that as Yankee fans will leave him alone.
That's New York.
Period. But right now, the lights are looking a little too bright for him right now. The lights are looking a little too bright. And we said this. We said if you don't come in and make an immediate impact, you're going to catch it. You're going to catch it.
Even if he hits 2 home runs tomorrow, but if he goes 2 for 5, he still probably won't be hitting 200. He'll probably be right at 2, maybe.
But they'll leave him alone for like a week.
Yeah, right. There's games every day in baseball.
When you need
for a week
in baseball,
for a week,
yeah.
No way. Not for a week. There's games every day. Sometimes you got double headers in one day. If he goes 2 for 5, right, hits 2 home runs, they win, right? Then he goes the next day, because they playing tomorrow.
Yeah, he go the next day and he go 0 for 4. They all right. Now that next day you got to go like 2 for 5,
and that's not a week. That's not a week.
What I'm saying is, you got to play at least 2 good games out of the
week.
You got to get at least 2. In baseball, and especially in New York, you just got to survive the week. You can't. There's no surviving the season in New York. You got to survive the week,
game to game. Basically, sometimes it's game to game.
Sometimes it's game to game, depending on who you are.
Football is game to game, week to week.
Well, football is definitely game to game because you only play 1 game a week. Basketball, you can score 50 and then leave alone. Like Melo has 60 and they left him alone for like 2 weeks.
He was still balling.
He had 60 and they left him.
still balling.
But the 60 made up for the fact that we kept losing. Even though we won the game, we still was losing.
Definitely.
So,
But no,
we
did
were
he even,
still losing.
Did they still give him a pass though?
Yeah,
'Cause I
because he
think I
had
heard
60.
They wanted him out of there. Now they dreadful. Man,
The
listen.
next year he got about it, but he got 60 before he left. But that's my point. In New York, you got to make sure that you got to survive the week in sports. In New York sports, you got to survive the week. Have to survive the week. You just got to. Do you think the lights are too bright for him right now?
I still think it's early. I don't want to just don with their 8-8, right? I don't want to don him as the brights are too light. I mean, yeah, the brights are.
No, the lights are too bright.
Yeah, the lights are too bright.
Too light.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right.
First and foremost, players mess up.
Players mess up, player. My bad.
Players mess up.
My bad. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. My bad.
The lights, no.
Hey, just a little bit. Just a little bit right now. They not like a lot. They a little bit.
They blinded him a little bit. They're
Just
blinding him a little
bit. You know, when you flying from New York, when you flying at late night, 9, 10 o'clock.
Those lights is a whole lot hotter in New York than Miami. And I don't care. That sun in Miami different, but those lights, you're under a different type of scrutiny. I don't want to jump to conclusions too early because I've seen, if you don't, like we spoke about before, if you don't come through the Yankee farm system and you get traded to us as a predominant, immediate slugger, game changer, it's tough. It will be tough because we love you and hate you in a matter of 5 minutes.
I will also say this, right? I'm going to go out and say a bold prediction, right? Before the season is over, Giancarlo Stanton is going to hit 13 home runs in a month.
I won't discredit that.
He's going to hit between 13 and 19 home runs.
A-Rod do it. A-Rod, when he came, I thought, I was like, he must have left all his game in Seattle.
Until I think, but every year, Giancarlo Stanton, he hits a cold patch. Every year.
He don't start the cold patch, though.
Yeah, he started. Problem is, he started. I think the snow got him. He not used to seeing snow.
He not snow different. Miami sunshine. You smile. Everybody good.
We're gonna blame it on the snow.
The stands. Everybody probably
opening. They first game had to be canceled because of the snow. So we're gonna blame it on the snow. He's still adjusted to the weather. We're gonna blame.
I just think he's underachieving at the moment. He's underachieving at the moment. What is he hit? He's hitting 197. 293 on base percentage and 409 slugging percentage. For his career, he's 267. So on base percentage 359. So slugging, yeah, he's slacking on the slugging is 552, 552. But
how much of this is Aaron Boone for, or did he get a pass?
Why do you think it's Aaron Boone for?
I'm just asking.
They're talking about moving him down in the lineup now too.
Who Stanton?
Stanton.
To where?
Moving him down.
Like 6th?
Maybe 6th.
What?
Right now he's at 4th. He's 4th. He dabbles with 3 and 4, because sometimes Judge hits 2nd, but it depends who's in the lineup, who's healthy. But yeah, 4, probably moving him 5, 6, maybe 5.
Oh, okay, 5.
Probably
6.
5. Maybe 5. But then at 5, I mean, you get 2 people in scoring position. You're more likely to get people in scoring position at 5. I don't know. You're not going to give up on them, but they're talking about moving them down. You don't like that?
I think it's still a little too early. But okay, I see it. Like, you moving down to 6 because if you say you get the 3 and the 4 guy on, now you got Gary Sanchez up. Mm-hmm. Sanchez is 5th, right? Mm-hmm. So you got Sanchez up. Okay. Do you like I like my odds better with Sanchez putting the ball in play. With Stanton, I think it's either a home run or it's nothing.
Yeah, he's going. He's definitely going.
It's a home run or nothing.
Definitely. He's
with
definitely
Gary Sanchez could single off or double off once or twice. So, yeah. Okay, I see it. Okay, I see it.
So, I don't – maybe that will get his bat working again, you know. Again, it's
he can't drop lower than 6, though. If he drop lower than 6, you got to take him out the lineup.
They're not going to drop him lower than 6.
You can't. Because now you're talking about how normal baseball is, he's not hitting to the 3rd inning.
Possibly. No, possible. It's
a 60-40 chance that he's not hitting to the 3rd inning.
So he's probably only getting maybe 3 at-bats. He better do something in those 3 at-bats.
You see what I'm saying? So you're kind of killing it because you're taking the bat out on one of your better hitters. So you can't drop him lower than 6. Can't.
I hear you. You're true. So
Because automatically, even if he goes to 6, he's still hitting the second inning. Even if it's a perfect game, he still gets 4 looks. Second, 4th, 6th, 8th inning.
Absolutely. All right, I agree with you. 5 is good. 6 is just
6 is the lowest you could go. The 6 is the lowest you could go.
Whoa. Since we have some NBA playoff games today. Who do you have winning? What do you have today? We have Cleveland.
I have Cleveland winning.
You have Cleveland beating Indiana today.
Cleveland. You gotta wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What happens if they lose? Bad. What happens if Cleveland lose?
Bad. I think it's bad. A lot of people like, it's bad.
But I agree with if they lose today, it's bad because everybody says he's down 3-1 and he's been down 2-1.
We spoke about it. He don't have Hall of Famers with him.
He don't have Kyrie or D-Wade.
Or even Chris Bosh. Fam. Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer. Chris Bosh 24-12 for his career.
And Kevin Love was that before he got there.
But he's not there.
But I think it's bad he doesn't have that other player.
Chris Bosh is a better person. Chris Bosh is arguably going to be going down one of the best third option ever.
Best third option ever. Okay, if you really want to sit here and think about third options, I mean, who really thinks about third options?
That's my point, though. The fact that you can have somebody like who's a future as a third option, that's what makes your teams great.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is your third option.
Now, he's arguably one of the best, if not the best third option. We just got to go through the history. That's going to be a good homework.
You see what I'm saying? But think about it. Klay Thompson ain't been in the league 10 years. So even wherever he go, even if he leave Golden State, he automatically jumps up in options wherever else he goes.
Absolutely. Because you have 2 Hall of Famers you're sitting behind right now. Stamp them. Hall of Famers.
And the way I look at Klay Thompson, you could arguably stamp him.
Possibly. 2 NBA championships.
Going to go down one of the greatest shooters ever.
Ever.
He had 60 with 11 dribbles. It was
12 dribbles, something like 8, something
it was
like
13
that.
dribbles. 13 dribbles. He had scored 60-something
points
in 13 dribbles.
It's insane.
See, that's my point. Like it goes back like the NBA. Now you need 3 options. So your third option right now is who?
Who's Cleveland's third option?
That's my point exactly.
Don't worry, I'll wait. Hold on.
My point exactly.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get this. Hold on.
Right now it's looking like Rodney Hood.
Okay.
Rodney Hood is not Klay Thompson, fam.
Absolutely not.
And Indiana just playing so tough.
They don't care.
Listen.
They don't care about nothing that's going on in Cleveland. Who's on Cleveland? They do not care.
Who else plays tonight?
They don't care at all.
Who else plays tonight? Is Houston play tonight?
Who?
Houston play tonight?
Houston.
I got Houston winning again.
I mean, was that really even an option?
Minnesota played them tough.
You got Minnesota winning?
No, I didn't.
A game?
Yeah.
In Minnesota?
Yeah. They might win 2.
They might win what?
They might win 2.
2 what?
Games.
2 games where?
In Minnesota. Yo, don't let me throw this water bottle at you. Stop playing.
So you have Minnesota winning 1 game. Okay.
I said they most likely win 2. I know they're going to win 1 in Minnesota. I can see them winning 4. I can see them winning game 4 in Minnesota.
So, okay. I don't.
So you think it's a 4-game sweep, not a 5-game sweep? Because you like to call it 5 games.
It's a 5-game sweep. So, but I do have the Rockets winning today. Just a score update. The Jazz are up 40-35 on the Thunder.
Okay.
Who do you have winning that game?
The Thunder.
You have the Thunder winning this game?
Thunder going to come back and win the game.
I have Utah winning.
Okay.
I have Utah winning.
Utah win, that changes a lot of things.
It does.
Utah wins, it changes a lot of things because they're pretty good at home.
Do you have this game? You have this series going like 7, 6?
I had it going 5.
You had it going 5? You had OKC in 5.
I had OKC in 5.
Okay.
I had OKC in 5.
Okay.
I had OKC in 5. I had the only toss-up right now is looking like the Pelicans. I think everybody else going to just run through. Like the Warriors are going to sweep the.
You have the Pelicans. So
the Pelicans right now are looking like they're going to beat the Blazers.
Yeah. So you said that was your only.
That's the only to like.
I don't know. I'm not too sold on Portland anymore.
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's my whole point.
Like
you
so
never
as
like
a
going
lower
in, you
seed,
didn't think
lower seed. You
yeah,
feel
but
okay.
Even going in, you thought that the even if the Blazers was playing lights out, it was going to go to at least 6.
Okay, I got you.
Everything else was going to be 5 or sweep.
Okay,
that was my thoughts.
I do not disagree with you. But we have to wrap it up. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Everybody for tuning in every Wednesday, 7:30. Topics, top opinions presented in current sports, and we out.
IBNX Radio.